don't feel like you're going to meet those expectations, you hold yourself back. And that was a battle that I went through. But now it's like, no, I'm going to make it. I'm going to keep saying it to myself. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. And I'm not scared to fail. I used to be scared to fail. And failure is really a win, because at the end of the day, we don't lose.
That's right.
We don't lose, man, because we have somebody who's already pulling the strings, already has it wrote down on a notebook. You just got to believe. Not doing things on my own, just waiting. And I think the best thing that you can do is be patient, because he's not a confusing God. He will not confuse you. So if it doesn't feel right, if something's, just lay off. And it's always goes back to prayer. One thing that I have incorporated into my daily lifestyle is fasting. When something goes wrong, man, I just halt. I drink some water. I don't eat. I don't do the social media. I don't do the video games. I don't do the drinking. I just, hey Lord, I need an answer. And he gives me my answers through my dreams. That's me. That's when I get my answer. I can't speak for anybody else, but for Dion, my answers come from my dreams, and I act on that. Wherever you want to go, surround yourself with those people. I talk to a lot of NBA refs. We have a connection, because your crowd and your circle is what is going to push you. You don't want to be in a crowd where it's right here. You want people to push you out there. And man, just to be honest with you, hanging around millionaires, hey, trying to get like this. Just I watch what they say, what they don't say, how they say it, when they say it, who they say it to, what they wear, what they drive, how they speak. It's just little small things. So I'm always trying to get better.
All right, welcome to the Broken King podcast. I got a special guest with me today. Young man I've been knowing for a few years. Solid brother, man. Got a lot of great aspirations. Got a lot of wisdom for his age as well. Mr. Dion Malone, man.
Man, my man. How you doing? Appreciate you having me.
Oh, yeah, man. Appreciate you for coming, bro.
Anytime.
Yes, sir. Well, let's dive right on into
it. Let's get to it.
Okay, all right, man. Where you from, bro?
Originally born and raised in East St. Louis, Illinois.
Okay.
Spent 15 years of my life there. Then parents found a job here in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
So I'm half and half. I hit that 30-year milestone. So spent my half time in Illinois, and I'm half in Texas.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
That's where I'm from. Where I'm from.
Tell us a little bit about East St. Louis.
Oh man, it's a little tough. It can get a little rigid around there. I was fortunate enough for my parents to raise me in that environment, but also take me out of that environment. I lived there, but they put me in a good educational process, good school. Grew up in a Christian school, private school, but you still can't miss out on everyday things that go on out there. So that was, I commend them now, because that created a certain balance that I have. I know how to step up when need to, and I also know how to correlate when I need to. You know, sometimes you just have to act the part, and sometimes you have to be the part. So it was good. It was much needed in my life, and definitely where I'm going, in the path and the direction I'm going, it was a smooth transition.
Man, that's what's up, man. So you say, it was tough there, but you had a great family.
Absolutely.
Atmosphere.
Great family.
Did a great job.
Great mother, great father. I have to give credit to both. And nowadays, that's kind of rare that you have in a 2-parent household. So that's what I'm striving for, because I've seen their attributes and see how that put character into me. So I want to lend that to mine. Man, when I have them. Don't have them yet. But that's the goal. That's the goal.
That's right. That's what's up, man. Very wise words, man. You can when you speak, man, you can tell that you come from a great family, and that you've been given a lot of teaching and direction and that you were wise enough to take it, man. You know what I mean? You're a very wise young man for
Man, I
30, bro.
appreciate that. I
For real.
appreciate that, man. I really do.
That's a compliment, man.
Yeah,
Big time,
I
you know.
appreciate it.
And so tell us a little bit about you as a young man. Were you did you play basketball?
I did. I did. I played the highest level I did play to be on the court was NAIA Division 1. I played high school, started off 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. I didn't skip any grades. Fortunate enough to play in the summer on a select team. Got to high school, played freshman, played sophomore, played JV, and when I moved to Texas, that's my first time playing varsity. Um, and then I went to college. Didn't have a scholarship. Did not have a scholarship playing basketball. Went to the university, Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tried out for the team. I felt like I did good. You know what I'm saying? Even the players that were on the team, because I was going to be considered a walk on, and we played basketball all the time. It was HBCU down in Charlotte, so they talk real. And word around town was, I can hoop. It's like, yeah, you can hoop. You can be a great addition to the team. But wasn't up to them. It was up to the coaches. So had to try out, did my thing, man. Looked good. I felt good. But it wasn't enough for that coach. He honestly told me at the time he didn't want a scoring point guard. I'm nothing but like 5'6", 5'7" on a good day. And so that's the position I played. But man, it was about me getting buckets.
Yeah.
I didn't I knew how to get others open, but my main attribute was scoring the ball. And he just wanted a pass first point guard. And that wasn't me. But went there, great school, got my education. Um, Mid semester of my sophomore year, I transferred to another HBCU called Jarvis Christian. Uh, they saw my potential by the name of Coach Thomas. He started me off at the JV level playing in the NAIA, and I played, did okay, and it was Thanksgiving break when when everybody go home, Thanksgiving, Christmas break. He just talks to me, hey man, I see something in you. I'm gonna go ahead and move you up. And man, ever since then, I took advantage of the opportunity because I knew I belong there. So playing up, and it was an instant gratification where he played me. It wasn't how sometimes coaches be like, "Hey, I'm gonna bring you up and sit you on the bench." Nah, man, he actually played me, and I have to give him his flowers for doing that because that's rare. Definitely coming to a new environment, and he saw my potential and how I can help the team win at that moment. And so that was my junior year. Then senior year, we had a coaching change.
Mm.
We had a coaching change, and we all get scared of that. It was a young coach, um, new, and then the rotations got a little stagnant, but at the same time, he still gave me a chance to play. Didn't play as much as I wanted to, but hey, everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up my basketball career there. Got my degree. Got my degree. That was the main thing. Got to get that paper.
That's right.
Don't care what anybody says. That degree holds weight. You just got to know when to use it at the right time. And sometimes people feel like it's their time compared to God's time. And I couldn't understand that at that time.
Yeah.
So getting that paper, understanding the discipline of finishing what you started. That's the main goal. That's what I preach to myself. Hey, if you start something, Dion, finish it. Don't matter how, don't matter when, man. Just finish it. And after I graduated, didn't touch a ball ever since.
Wow, man.
Didn't touch a ball ever since. That was May 2018. Didn't touch a ball ever since.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a little bit about my basketball background playing.
Wow. So you were a scoring point guard.
Yes, in my view, yes. I was a mid range killer in high school. Uh, the kids got bigger in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got real bigger, so I had to adjust, and I became a knockdown 3-point shooter.
Okay.
A knockdown 3-point shooter, so I had to extend my range just a little bit.
Okay. All right. Wow, man. So it seems like when you tell your story about your journey in basketball, it's so many life lessons
Absolutely.
that we can take away from our athletic days.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know the perseverance, the ups and downs, some of the changes that happen that are outside of our control. that ultimately affect us, and sometimes it's nothing you can do about it but just
Hmm.
keep on pushing,
Keep on pushing.
and,
Keep on
and
pushing.
not quit, and have that mentality to finish what you started, regardless if it looks like what you feel like it should,
Hmm.
or if things are going the way that they should, or even if you're given them the opportunities that you feel that you deserve. I definitely can relate. In my athletic career, I actually went to two colleges,
Okay.
and I played at the University of Tennessee, and then I transferred and played at TCU. And all in all, I played for three head coaches,
Hmm.
and I pretty much played for a different position coach every year in college. And so, part of it as far as transferring, that was my decision. So, that was something that I had control over, making the decision to transfer. And at the time, you would have to sit out a year if you transferred. It's not like
Mm.
transfer rules today.
Mm.
So for me, I hurt my shoulder my first year at Tennessee, so I had to take a red shirt.
Got you.
And when I transferred, I had to sit out a year. So I actually sat out 2 years in a
2 years.
row.
Yeah.
And and that was part of the decision that I made to transfer. But as far as every coach leaving, after the season, the rest of my playing career, that was something I just had to deal with. And ultimately, it was a challenge, man.
Hmm.
And it takes grit, it takes faith, and real spirit of perseverance to not give in and not quit, man. So I commend you for hanging in there and continuing to play and continuing to make sure that you finish what you started and getting your education, man, because honestly, that's what's most important. Even if both of us would have played 10 years at the
Hmm.
highest level, and professionally, we'd have still been done playing fairly young.
Right. Right.
And you got a whole rest of your life
Hmm.
to live and to work and to earn and manage your money and all these different things. And so I think when we're young, I know for me, I always had the dream of playing professional sports. And I felt like that's what I was born to do.
Hmm.
And in reality, what you do might not necessarily be what you were born to
To
do.
do.
It's just something that you're doing during a certain period in time of your life. It's just a chapter of your life.
Absolutely.
And so, to be able to have that long term, the vision of the long term, uh, you know, effects of, actually getting the education, which will set you up to be able to do other things once you're done playing ball.
Hmm.
This is something that we really need to communicate to the young generation,
Absolutely. I agree.
because yeah, they aspire to, to go to the highest level and
Hmm.
be professionals, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
But in reality, it's only a short part of anyone's life. And so, man, yeah, that's congratulations on
Thank you.
getting that degree,
Thank
man.
you.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was telling them how I was the first in my family
Hmm.
to graduate from college. And so, man, it's a huge accomplishment, man.
Absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely.
it's also, I know that that's something that your parents that work so hard to give you the opportunities and make sure that you got a great education coming up.
Hmm.
That's a, I know that's a proud moment for them as well,
Yes.
man.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yes,
It
sir.
was.
So you say you haven't picked up a basketball since 2018, but I see you on the court all the time, man.
Yeah, man. What's funny is how you had talked about pro aspirations. I knew I was not going to the NBA. Sometimes you have to be real with yourself, and I was one of those persons. Uh, just didn't. I didn't have the skill. It's just those pros that you see on TV. That's something God sprinkled into them. Like, hey, there's no LeBron that's out here. Just to be honest, like he was made to play basketball,
Yeah,
and that's okay. And I accepted that at a young age. So I knew at the time, hey, I'm gonna still work hard, go hard, and things like that. But I knew I had needed a plan B, and so the plan B didn't even come from me. It came from my high school coach. I was done playing basketball. He was like, "Hey, man, you want to make some money? Just graduated high school, of course." Because my parents don't do the I'm paying for this. I'm paying for that. I had the daddy. You 18, my man. What you finna do?
Yeah.
I don't know. You finna go off to school, but it's summertime.
You're like, you
So
gonna do something,
yeah,
huh?
you finna do something. You finna cut some grass. I'm not finna do that. I'm not an outside guy. And he was like, okay, you're gonna find something. Don't know what it was. So I was last day of class, high school coach had a PE class. He was like, hey, go out there and ref them boys and make some money real quick.
Mm.
I was like, ref? I ain't have a whistle. Man, from that day forward, I fell in love with it. Didn't take it serious at the time. It was a money grabber. So I just did it just to do it. But I will say 4 years ago, that's when I took it personal. I was like, oh, I'm really good. I have that talent that you can't teach. And so that's where I felt like that's my purpose. It was never on my mind because my first thing was to be a pilot. I wanted to
Okay.
be a pilot. I always told my grandmother because I flew a lot young age because they lived in California. So Christmas we would fly from Illinois to California. Always on the plane. So planes is just following me for some reason. Um, and so I told her like, hey grandma, I want to be a pilot. I want to be a pilot. And then my coach put that whistle in my hand, and man, you know when you feel something, you just feel it. Your body get the tingling from head to toe, and something that you cannot describe. And I felt it. And I felt it 4 years ago when I took it initiative and I started studying the game. I started studying me even more, and man, I just feel like I have a craft and I have a gift, and it's just not for me; it's for others.
Wow.
That's the big thing that I'm receiving out of all this. Yes, I'm doing it for me, but at the same time, I can give to others, no matter how old or how much talent I have. I can
Yeah.
always help.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm currently the highest level I officiate is the NCAA Division II men's, um, and the lowest right now is what, high school, middle school. I try not to do the middle school, just to I don't, to be honest, I don't like it. I don't like doing the middle school. I don't like. I
Yeah.
love kids, but I don't like them. I don't want to do it. But I do if it's time, if they need me, I do it. But I like to do high level high school basketball, and I try to stick with the Division two, the Division threes, the NAIAs, the JUCOs, something that's getting me ready for that next step, which will be Division one. Then after that, the NBA, because that's what I'm shooting for. And at first I was scared to say it because sometimes you scare yourself when you say certain things, and when you don't feel like you're going to meet those expectations, you hold yourself back. And that was a battle that I went through. But now it's like, no, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna keep saying it to myself. I'm gonna
Yeah.
make it. I'm gonna make it, and I'm not scared to fail.
Come
I
on.
used to be scared to fail,
Yeah.
and failure is really a win because at the end of the day, we don't lose.
That's right.
We don't lose, man, because we have somebody who's already pulling the strings, already has it wrote down on a notebook. You just gotta believe, and once you tap into your belief and his belief, that's when the strings start to come accord, and you start getting those favors, those doors start opening. But man, it starts with you. You have to believe, and once you start believing in yourself and believe like you can do this, man, sky is the moon. Sky is the limit.
Yeah.
Sky is the limit.
Faith, man. That's
Faith.
faith.
Gotta have faith.
Faith.
You
Faith.
cannot see faith. You gotta have faith, and you gotta trust the man above. You got to, good and bad.
You know, something that you just said everything that you just said was powerful. But something that really stuck out to me was that, you were afraid to say it
Hmm.
when we talked about your aspiration of refereeing in the NBA.
Hmm.
And, that's a powerful point because I feel like sometimes the enemy wants to keep us from confessing
Hmm.
what we believe. And, it's power in what we say.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
man.
now not coming from a bragging place,
Hmm.
but from a place of faith, man, you're supposed to speak those
Man.
things that are not as if they are. And because you have that power and God put that desire inside of your heart, and he's on your side,
Hmm.
and you when you partnering with him, it ain't no stopping.
Hmm.
It ain't no stopping it, man. So I know it's gonna happen, man.
I
I'm sitting
appreciate
up
it.
here looking
I
at you, man.
appreciate it.
And when I see you, you've posted some of your some of the pictures of some of your
Hmm.
games and stuff, man. You got that look, man. When all of your pictures, man, you got that fire in your eye. You look like this is serious business, man.
Absolutely.
This is my job, and this is what I'm born to do. And I'm gonna serve God by doing the best that I can with what with these opportunities and this talent and the love of basketball that He's given me. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And so, man, I'm rooting for you, bro.
Man, I appreciate it. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it.
What you shared is powerful, and I think it's a message to all the men or people in general, men and women out there, that it's okay to dream
Hmm.
and it's okay to dream big. But if you do, you got to activate that faith and you got to really believe and you got to work on your craft, like you mentioned too as well. It's not just a matter of believing and hoping. You also got to do the work, because faith without works is dead. You got to combine a work ethic
Hmm.
with that faith, along with your mouth confessing and not speaking against
Hmm.
what you're trying to do. Because the other flip side of the power being in your tongue is that people curse themselves all the time. You got to be careful what comes out of your mouth, even playfully. You can speak against what you trying, where you trying to go. And those words, our words stick, man,
Hmm.
somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
And so,
Yes, sir.
man, getting your words and your faith in alignment, and also getting that in alignment with God.
Hmm.
Uh, and how do you know that something is a God thing? Like when you say,
And you know what? To be transparent with you, that's one of my struggles.
mm,
Not doing things on my own, just waiting. And I think the best thing that you can do is be patient,
mm,
because he's not a confusing God. He will not confuse you. So if it doesn't feel right, if something's, just lay off. And it's always goes back to prayer.
yeah,
One thing that I have incorporated into my daily lifestyle is fasting. When something goes wrong, man, I just halt. I don't. I drink some water. I don't eat. I don't do the social media. I don't do the video games. I don't do the drinking. I just, hey Lord, I need an answer, and he gives me my answers through my dreams.
mm,
That's me. That's when I get my answer. I can't speak for anybody else, but for Dion, my answers come from my dreams, and I act on that. Next morning, I'll be like, oh, I feel like it was in a movie. So that's right now one of those things. As I get older and wiser, is trusting his timing
yeah,
and understanding that his voice and not Dion voice. That's what I'm going through right now. Just to be honest with you right now, just sometimes sit down,
yeah,
sit down, man, and enjoy the fruits of labor that you have in front of you, instead of always trying to go get it, because he supplies all of your needs,
yeah,
not your wants.
right, right,
And sometimes we want things that we don't need at that time.
yeah,
So just understanding that right there has helped me just to be patient, keep composure, and just have fun,
yeah,
because tomorrow is not promised. So today, I'm going to live it to the fullest. And some days it's not the best. Some days it's just not, man. We're human. And that's another thing that I have to reel back to it. I'm not perfect.
yeah,
I'm going to make mistakes on the court. As everybody knows, refs make mistakes. I'd be the first to admit it.
yeah.
We make mistakes, but
It
it's not
happens.
it's not about that mistake. What separates somebody on the official side from great to good is, how do you come back from that mistake? Are you gonna shut down? Or are you just be like, hey coach, you right. I missed it. But guess what? Won't miss it again. Keep it like that. And then that's where the confidence and the faith comes from. And you have to, it's a lot of self-talk when you're out there on the court. I talk to myself. Hey man, you doing good. 2 minutes left. Hey, score, time possession. Little things just to keep my brain going, keep it always functioning at a high level, because you don't want to be caught with something and you don't know what to do. I'm reviewing plays in my head that can potentially happen, that don't even happen. Oh, he's coming down the lane. oh, he might dunk on him. If he dunk on him, I need to look at his arm, make sure he doesn't get hit. And this dude might pass and hit the three for somewhere else. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Things like that. But I'm ready for it. If it does happen, I already making a decision.
You anticipate.
We anticipate.
Mm-hmm.
We anticipate, but we don't anticipate the cause.
Gotcha.
So it's the difference. We anticipate something may happen, but we don't anticipate the cause. And the cause doesn't come until you blow that whistle.
Yeah.
And sometimes, to be fair, we do anticipate cause. We're not supposed to, but it happens.
Yeah.
And that's just comes from training. You have to go back to your basic principles, just like everything in life. You have to go back to the first development, how you get there. It's a checklist. Hey, okay, whenever you feel like you're out of whack, things like that. Okay, let's just get back. Always, people just say always, just get back to the basics, the fundamentals, understanding what's going to happen and who's going to do it, where you're supposed to be. It's all about being in the right spot.
Yeah.
Once you're there, that's 90% of the problem. Now you just got to call it. Now it comes to judgment. But you were there. You were at the right place, but you just made the wrong call. Cool. And so that's the difference between a amateur and a pro. It's not always skill set. It's about how do you handle environment. Because man, you can go from 100 people in the stands to 50,000.
Yeah.
How can you handle that? You get tense up when they booing you? What you gonna do on TV when they booing you? And then you come home, you go out nice to eat restaurant with your family, and you're on TV getting booed on ESPN. How can you handle that? Remain professional at the same time.
Yeah.
Got to. And that's why I always tell people, definitely spectators, hey man, go put a shirt on. Not just to make fun or anything like that, but actually step into that, because it is harder than it really seems. It is constant thinking,
Yeah.
constantly, and it's a lot of pressure. And we hear spectators, and it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts. And it's okay for a man to say, man, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
But you can't act on it. At that time, when you're in your profession, can't act that. You gotta brush it off and understand you signed up for it.
That's right.
Nobody put a gun to your head and be like, hey, you have to ref. So once I started to grasp that concept, man, I started becoming Dion. Started making self-identity. Every official has a separate identity. He does this good, he does that good. And right now I'm in the transition of who Dion is. What is Dion good at? What is his nameplate gonna say? What does he bring to the table? And I feel like I have that player's mentality as a rep. I can come up to, I don't care who you are. I officiated some guys in the highest level. You know, I talk to them the same how I talk to a middle school kid.
Yeah.
Just because that's all we want as a basketball player, just to talk to us, tell us, let us know we on the same page. Because I have this shirt on doesn't mean I'm greater than you.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just making money.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just making money, and we all one, and we have one goal to come out here safe and leave home and go home. Everybody has the same goal. I just can't lose. You can.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I can't lose because every night I'm winning.
Yeah, that's right.
Because my check is getting signed.
Yeah.
So that's just the biggest difference, and that's what I feel like I bring to the game, is that connection, that player connection, where I can control the game not with a whistle. I can control it with my words. And because sometimes, man, as a player, you don't want fouls.
Yeah.
You want to hoop.
That's right.
You want
Let
to
us
hoop.
play.
You want to let us play,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna let you play.
Mhm.
But when I need to step in and be assertive, I'm gonna step in, and that's all I'm here to do is manage the game. I don't want to blow my whistle either.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I can come here and do a game and the less fouls, I'm cool with it. So people get a misunderstanding, like, oh, refs want to control the game. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for Dion. No, I'm trying to get in and I'm trying to get out. Safe, with no injuries.
Yeah.
Go home and let's do it again. That's my motto.
Man, yeah, that's awesome, man. You know, just the intensity and the passion that you have, even when you speak about it, man, it's great to see, to be honest, man. You know, passion is it's contagious.
hmm
You know what I mean? And I've been a part of a lot of teams, and you know, when you have those players, or those, you've been around those coaches, or even the referees,
hmm
you know, when they talk, you can tell you're dealing with somebody that's passionate about what they do. And you know what I'm saying? I love it, man. I love to hear you talk about it. And as far as being a player's referee, Are you someone that talks to the players out there? You see a player might put his head down or something like that, or make a mistake. You all right, 42? You okay? Or you know, what I mean? Do you talk to
Absolutely.
them like that as well too? Try to encourage,
Absolutely.
or
Because why not?
yeah,
Who am I hurting?
you out there already. You know what I
Who,
mean?
it's never wrong with always uplifting.
Yeah,
You can that's what I'm saying, man. This game of basketball is just not basketball.
yeah,
It's life.
yeah.
This is life. And
Hmm.
it's no favoritism because if he has his head down, I'm gonna talk to the other person too. Hey, I'm open book.
Hmm.
But this is always helping, always getting better because you're gonna come in a time situation where you're gonna be down. And people use that when you get your head down, people use that to their advantage.
Hmm.
You can't show a sign of weakness.
Yeah,
You can't. It's a dog eat dog world. It is what it is. It's the world we live in.
yep,
And once you accept that, you start moving accordingly. Um, and it doesn't matter who you are. I'm always willing to help. No matter what the situation I'm in, I'm willing to help. I will. If I can't help, I'm gonna find somebody else that can help.
yeah,
If I can't get it, I'm gonna find the resources because I've been blessed with resources that help me, and I understand about the feeling of somebody needing some help, some big help too. I understand that, and I take that personal. So I'm always trying to give. If it's just my time, I learned today in church that you ain't always have to give your money. You don't have to, because people will be like, you got to give, give, give. Man, it costs nothing. Just give your time, your thoughts, and that's what I picked up today. It's like, if I can't help them, I can just be there,
yeah.
and that hit home. That hit home today.
Man, that's a powerful message, man. And you know what I'm thinking? What stands out, with this conversation when you talk about basketball and you talk about being a player's ref and you talk about doing your job,
Hmm.
uh, we are placed in positions with the opportunity to make an impact. It could be that job that you're working on. It could be that neighborhood you're living in.
Hmm.
God places us uh, wherever we are to shine our light and to make an impact.
Hmm.
And so when you out there on the court and you're doing your job,
Hmm.
with the integrity and the right way, then you're setting a great example.
Hmm.
But then when you're also out there and you're thinking about opportunities to encourage, you're thinking about, like you said, talking to the players or just whatever you do, that's impactful
Hmm.
beyond just blowing the whistle and calling a game. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? And so when you say players ref, I'm thinking a impact
Hmm.
referee, somebody that is out there not only doing a great job but also behind the scenes doing the little things
Hmm.
that God is placing on your heart to
Absolutely.
speak into people's life. Because in reality, man, God speaks through people
Yes.
a lot. And I've been encouraged by people, man, and it changed the trajectory of my whole day. You know what I mean? Somebody might just make, hey man, Devin, dude, I like them videos you doing, man. Keep doing them. Man, it cost them nothing. And it was a 5-second thing.
Hmm.
And they don't know. I walked away feeling good
Good.
about myself, fired up, ready to go do some more because somebody is watching. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And, not that we do what we do to impress other people and
Hmm.
for other people to praise us. But man, we all could use encouragement at a time.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and as an encourager, you are an impact player. And I'm gonna tell you, there are players on every team. I'm talking about championship level teams that might not be key players on the field. They
Hmm.
might be a special teams player or a second team, quarterback.
Hmm.
But what they bring to that locker room, what they bring as far as the support and encouragement and the just the impact that they bring, it goes beyond just what happens on the field, man. It's the little things, you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And so that's one thing I've learned as well in my life is that you can make an impact from wherever you're at. And God places us in the front sometimes, and then sometimes He'll have us all the way in the back of the line.
Hmm.
But I've learned you can also lead from the back too.
Mm.
Some people believe that you got to be the captain of the team or you got to be, the CEO of the organization
Okay.
in order to lead. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I've seen in my life, uh, I've brought an impact wherever I'm at with my voice, and it's a God given gift. And at the end of the day, man, I believe that in my life, He's shown me uh, that you can lead from wherever you are. You can make an impact from wherever you are. Don't be so stuck on trying to get to a place to where you feel like you have I guess, the prominence or the position to be able to
Yeah.
speak up.
Yeah.
You can speak up from the back of the line,
Yep.
bro. And and you can have everybody turn around, including the starting quarterback, listening. And I've seen it on every team I've ever played on. And so this is something that I believe this is an encouragement to people out there that, sometimes we get caught up in positions and how much money we make, and we tie that into, you know, how much say we have or how much impact we can make. And the reality is, you can make an impact and you can lead, and you can fire the team up, no matter what position you are in, whether you're in the front or in the back. And so, uh, man, that's awesome. uh your story aligns so much with mine with the athletic side. I believe it's just it mirrors life so much,
Right.
man. What it takes to be a successful uh athlete. A lot of the things translate onto into real life, as far as the attention to detail, the work ethic, the sacrifice, all those different things. And so, yeah, man. So as far as with your aspirations of eventually going to the NBA, um, what do you have any advice for men out there that have aspirations that might seem big, that might be a little bit afraid of, but that would be an encouragement to help them go for it? Because when I see you and I see the things you're doing, you definitely are content with where you're at, and you're excited every day to do what you do, but you're still yearning and you're still wanting for more and striving for more. And I think that's important because, we're not here to just get stuck anywhere.
Right.
God is leading us somewhere
Right.
at all times, So would you have any kind of encouragement or anything that you would like to say?
Encouraging wise, go for it. Go for it. And I always preach, trust your gut,
Mm,
which means trust you. But some things that I would do is wherever you want to go, surround yourself with those people. I talk to a lot of NBA refs. We have a connection because your crowd and your circle is what is going to push you. You don't want to be in a crowd where it's right here. You want people to push you out there. And man, just to be honest with you, hanging around millionaires, hey, trying to get like this. Just I watch what they say, what they don't say,
mm,
how they say it, when they say it, who they say it to, what they wear, what they drive, how they speak. Um, it's just little small things. So I'm always trying to get better.
yeah,
Every single day I can find something to do to get better. As a man and as an official, I can always get better. So I'm asking questions like, hey, what's going on with this? Why you do this? Why you do that? And sometimes I may get on their nerves, but I don't because they were in the same position I
yeah,
was in.
yeah,
So they know.
yeah,
They are great people. And man, it's just all about your circle. And your circle don't gotta be big.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be big. You can have a solid 2 to 4 people. Because everybody not supposed to be on this journey.
Ooh, man, I had to learn that.
People are for seasons.
Mhm.
Um, and then their season's over.
Yeah,
Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Hey, it's different seasons.
yeah,
It's different seasons. They were there for that season for a reason. Now they can pull a toll on you and hold you back if they're in there too long.
hanging on
You
to
gotta
them.
cut them off.
Yeah,
And that comes with friends. That comes with associates. And sometimes that comes with family. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can still respect them. You can still love them, but from a distance
Yeah,
until, because God is working on them also.
that's right.
God is working on everybody, but he's like, hey, Dion, um, your journey with them for right now is over with. Nobody did anything wrong
Yeah,
because timing is everything. But if you want to go through that door right there, you got to let them go. And it could be anybody.
yeah,
So that's the main thing is surround yourself with people who you want to be. Got to. And surround yourself with people who are going to push you and tell you when you're wrong. You don't
yeah.
want no yes man. You
Right.
want somebody who can put you in check and put you on the line and always hold you accountable.
Yeah. So yeah, when you're talking about that circle, that's so important, man, because when you get a lot of times we like to hold on to people,
Hmm.
especially in our community. We had this thing, keeping it real, like, you never supposed to change, in reality, we are supposed to grow.
Hmm.
And that means that there are things that we need to change.
Hmm.
If we got the same thought processes and the same attitudes and the same people in our life through every stage of our life, that's probably a telltale sign that we're not going far and we're not striving for much.
Hmm.
And we're probably not following God's lead when it comes to where he's trying to take us because, growth is inevitable.
Hmm.
And that means that sometimes you're going to outgrow people.
Yep.
And that's a hard thing, man. It was hard for me. And I'm still working on that
Hmm.
and really understanding who should have access in my life. And also, when you talk about studying those millionaires and studying those NBA refs, I think about the word mentorship. And when you say sometimes you might get on their nerves because you're asking questions. And what I've found is that a lot of times, people that have achieved a certain level of success, they are looking for someone to pass that knowledge and
Hmm.
information on to. It just has to be a person the right with the right type of attitude, you know what I mean, and the right temperament, meaning that nobody owes us anything.
Not at all. At all.
So if I have let's say I've whatever I'm doing, if I have a young person that's that's asking questions, that's humble about it, that's an honor.
Mhm.
You are honoring them by saying, man, you know what, you are awesome, and man, I would love to be just like you, and I would love to learn from you. And that's something that I think a lot of us as adult men, we don't seek out enough for as mentorship from people that are in places that we maybe eventually would like to go.
Hmm.
And I can even say in my own life, there's a lot of things that I've went out on my own and just bumped my head 1,000 times, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And it could have been a lot easier,
Easier.
but if I would have just seeked out someone that's already doing it and just s- got under their wing and asked to learn from them,
Hmm.
and so that's actually great advice, man. The mentorship. We were also talking about. I have a son, so my oldest son is now 20 years old.
Ooh.
And so, fatherhood is a job that never ends.
Okay.
Even when our kids grow up, we still have to speak into their life. We still have to help guide them. You know what I mean? And I remember when my son turned 18, I had mixed emotions about, okay, do I back off and just let him do
Hmm.
what he gonna do, or is it still my job to to let him know how I feel about things, and give him insight, give him whatever, and tell him. And I went back and forth on that until I talked to another father, and this father, all of his kids are grown, and what he told me changed the confusion. It settled it for me. He said, "Hey man, you never stop being a father. So that means you got to keep talking to him. You got to keep leading and directing. And at the end of the day, of course, as an adult, they have the right to make decisions in their life that they choose to.
Hmm.
But it's still our job to lead and to speak into our kids' lives and to try to direct them into the
Mhm.
right, right paths. And so it's almost at that point with on an adult son, it's like it's almost like a mentorship. You know
Right.
what I mean? I'm not telling you what to do,
Mhm.
but I'm telling you, I'm giving you
Mm,
insight.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And and so it's so important, but it takes humility.
Yes.
We're in a generation
Mhm.
where people feel like they can do whatever they want to do and get the results that they want. And in reality, there's a playbook to success. You don't get to just do whatever you want to do
Mhm.
and achieve all of the good results, And so a lot of times that playbook is given to us through God and through people that have been there and done that.
Mhm.
And so being humble enough to be coachable,
Right.
a student mentality,
Mhm.
that's very, very important, man. That's man, great words,
I
man.
appreciate it, man.
I appreciate your time.
Yes,
You got
sir.
so much wisdom, brother. And man, I'm definitely rooting for you
Thank you.
on your journey,
Thank
man.
you.
You know what I mean? And it will come to pass, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you that I can remember before I had kids. I can
Mhm.
remember before I was married. I can remember before, I started my business. And they were all seeds in my heart that God put in my heart and my mind.
Mhm.
And, it's so fulfilling, you know what I mean, to walk that walk of faith and then see what you dreamed of and what you believe for materialize.
Mhm.
And so it's coming, brother. You know what I'm saying? Keep the faith
Yes, sir.
and
Yes,
keep on
sir.
pushing, man.
Thank you.